Jahannam. This is the first and mildest level of hell, primarily intended for sinful Muslims who, despite their belief in Allah, failed to fully obey His commands during their lives. It represents the least severe form of divine retribution among the 7 levels, yet it remains an intensely terrifying place. The fire in Jahannam is specifically described as burning the skin of its inhabitants, but notably, their bones remain intact. As soon as their skin is consumed by the flames, Allah, in His absolute power, renews it instantly, ensuring that the punishment is continuous and the pain is perpetually felt. Sinners are forced to enter through scorching gates, and their faces are disfigured and marred by the intense heat of the fire. This level is designated for individuals who neglected fundamental Islamic duties, such as regular prayers or the payment of zakat, charity, or who engaged in major sins without seeking sincere repentance before their death. Despite their fundamental belief in Allah and His oneness, they are held accountable for their actions and omissions. The torment they experience here is conceptualized not as eternal damnation in the strictest sense, but rather as a rigorous process of purification. Angels, known as Zabaniya, are tasked with guarding this level and carrying out the decreed punishments with unwavering precision. The cries and pleas of the sinners within Jahannam go unheard and unanswered, their torment continuing until Allah, in His boundless mercy, wills their eventual release. The fire in Jahannam is profoundly symbolic of Allah's justice, serving as a stark reminder to believers that faith without righteous deeds and adherence to divine law is incomplete and insufficient for salvation. Though they face immense torment, the possibility of their eventual release after undergoing this purification sets them apart from the inhabitants of the deeper levels. This level unequivocally teaches that true faith necessitates sincere worship and moral conduct. Ladah. Situated directly below Jahannam, Ladah represents the second and significantly more severe level of hell. This realm is specifically designated for those who completely denied Allah and vehemently rejected His prophets, refusing to acknowledge the truth of divine revelation. Both humans and jinn, who deliberately refuse to accept divine guidance despite clear signs and messages, will find their abode here. The fire in Ladah is far more destructive than that of Jahannam. It is described not only as consuming the outer skin, but also as relentlessly eating away at the internal organs of the damned. Eventually, this scorching fire leads to the complete destruction of the body, piece by piece, ensuring that no part remains untouched by the agony. This level profoundly symbolizes the ultimate fate of those who, knowing the truth, arrogantly turned away from it. They did not merely disbelieve, they mocked, scorned, rejected, and actively fought against the divine message and its proponents. The punishment in Ladah is absolute and final, leaving no possibility of escape or reprieve. It is a place of burning regret, a torment that accompanies both physical annihilation and spiritual ruin. The flames of Ladah are depicted as deep red, continuously devouring the inhabitants from within, leaving no part of their being untouched. The environment within Ladah is one of utter hopelessness, where the pain is unrelenting and ceaseless. Unlike Jahannam, there is no prospect of redemption or eventual release from Ladah. It is a place of eternal torment for those who actively resisted the truth. These are souls eternally and irrevocably cut off from Allah's mercy, signifying the severe consequences of absolute denial. Saqar. Even deeper and more intensely painful than Ladah, Saqar constitutes the third level of hell. The unique and terrifying aspect of the fire in Saqar is its ability to burn flesh completely while leaving bones untouched. This specific form of punishment is designed to prolong suffering endlessly, as the pain cycles without cessation, ensuring a perpetual state of agony for its inhabitants. The Quran explicitly mentions 4 major reasons why individuals are consigned to Saqar: abandoning prayer, neglecting the poor, engaging in vain talk, and denying the day of judgment. These are individuals who lived heedlessly, consumed by worldly desires and pleasures, and actively disregarded their spiritual responsibility. They willfully ignored the plight of the needy and denied the fundamental concept of accountability in the afterlife. Their outright denial of Qiyamah, resurrection, the ultimate day of reckoning, profoundly sealed their fate in this tormenting realm. The fire in Saqar is fierce and continuously burns their skin, stripping them of any comfort or relief. No plea for alleviation is ever answered, and their cries echo without solace. The pain inflicted upon them is precisely tailored to their neglect and arrogance, a just recompense for their heedless lives. In this agonizing state, they are made to fully comprehend and admit the reasons for their suffering. Saqar serves as a profound warning, emphasizing that true belief requires both faith and action. It unequivocally demonstrates that a mere nominal belief in Allah is utterly insufficient without sincere worship, righteous deeds, and a strong moral compass guiding one's life. Al-Hutamah. meaning the crusher. Al-Hutamah is the fourth level of hell, even more severe and brutal than the preceding ones. This level is characterized by a uniquely destructive fire that crushes bones and burns internal organs, most notably the heart, symbolizing the punishment for inner corruption. The torment begins at the feet and relentlessly travels upward, consuming the entire body in a relentless and agonizing manner. This fire is often described as possessing an intelligent quality, knowing precisely what to burn and how to inflict the maximum possible pain. The punishment here is brutally persistent, penetrating deep into the very essence of the soul, leaving no part of the being untouched by anguish. Sinners in Al-Hutamah cry endlessly, their tears of despair eventually transforming into blood, flowing in such unimaginable quantities that it is said ships could metaphorically sail upon it. This horrifying spectacle underscores the profound and overwhelming nature of their suffering. The intense pain they endure is a direct consequence of their hardened hearts and the cruel, destructive deeds they committed in their earthly lives. Having destroyed others through their arrogance, malice, and oppressive actions, they are now themselves crushed in return, experiencing a reciprocal torment. The angels tasked with overseeing this level ensure there is no relief or pause in their suffering, making the agony continuous. Al-Hutamah profoundly reflects punishment for deep-seated inner corruption, not merely outward actions. It is a place of profound emotional, physical, and spiritual collapse, where the consequences of internal wickedness are fully manifested. Jaheem. Lying directly below Al-Hutamah, Jaheem is symbolized as a massive, glowing, dark coal, representing the consequences of heavier and more grievous sins. This realm is described as vast and perpetually dark, reflecting the profound spiritual darkness of its inhabitants. Those consigned to Jaheem are guilty of three major offenses: harboring corrupt beliefs about Allah, denying the rights of others, and callously refusing to feed the poor. These transgressions collectively demonstrate a severe spiritual failure, coupled with a grave disregard for social justice and human dignity. The fire within Jaheem is thick, suffocating, and inflicts pain beyond any earthly measure, creating an oppressive atmosphere of torment. Sinners are bound and wrapped in garments woven from fire, their bodies perpetually engulfed by flames that surround them from all directions, leaving no escape. Their earthly crimes were rooted in profound selfishness and false pride, believing themselves superior or entitled. The consuming fire of Jaheem now serves as a harrowing mirror to the darkness and corruption that resided within their hearts during life. The punishment in this level is relentlessly severe and ongoing, with absolutely no chance of mercy or eventual exit. The angels of punishment drag them through the inferno without any pity or compassion. Jaheem serves as a potent reminder that a mere declaration of belief is insufficient. Rather, belief must be correctly held and accompanied by a profound sense of responsibility and care for fellow human beings. Saeer. As the sixth and one of the most dreadful levels of hell, Saeer is a realm of unimaginable torment and eternal suffering. It has been kindling since its very creation, its intensity never diminishing, signifying its perpetual and unwavering severity. The architectural description of Saeer itself is designed to evoke profound horror. It is said to contain 300 castles. Each of these castles holds 300 huts. Within each hut are 300 rooms, and each room is equipped with 300 distinct types of punishments. These varied torments include venomous snakes, stinging scorpions, heavy iron chains, and deep pits of consuming fire, ensuring a diverse and unending array of agony. Within Saeer lies the infamous Pit of Agony, widely considered the most painful of all punishments across Jahannam. The sinners here are subjected to a constant cycle through these different forms of torture, ensuring no moment of respite. Their agonizing screams echo endlessly throughout the vast expanse of Saeer, yet no one hears them, and no one offers solace. They are relentlessly bitten, burned, pierced, and dragged for the specific crimes they committed in their earthly lives, with each punishment meticulously corresponding to a particular sin. This level is reserved for those who were deeply corrupt, openly rebellious, and aggressively hostile towards religion and divine guidance. The angels of punishment in Saeer never rest. Their tools and methods of torment are numerous, varied, and utterly merciless. There is absolutely no exit, no glimmer of hope, and no possibility of reprieve in Saeer, sealing their fate in eternal damnation. Al-Hawwiyah. This is the seventh and lowest level of hell, representing the absolute apex of severity and hopelessness. Al-Hawwiyah is reserved for the worst of the worst, the backbiters, the hypocrites, and the staunchest disbelievers who actively worked against truth and righteousness. The Quran vividly describes it as a bottomless pit, completely engulfed in dark, suffocating fire, emphasizing its unfathomable depth and overwhelming despair. Those cast into Al-Hawwiyah are never released. Their punishment is explicitly and unequivocally eternal, with no possibility of cessation or escape. They are thrown in face down, symbolizing their abject humiliation and utter defeat, and are subsequently crushed under metaphorical mountains, signifying the immense weight of their sins. Their limbs are tightly bound, their hands chained to their necks, and their necks are further bound to their legs, restricting any movement and intensifying their suffering. Angels, known as Zabaniya, who possess immense strength and ferocity, torment them with iron hands, beating the sinners directly, without the need for additional weapons, such as their power. The fire in Al-Hawwiyah is described in a chilling metaphor. It embraces the sinner like a mother, but a mother that devours instead of nurtures, illustrating its consuming and inescapable nature. It clings to their very souls, never letting go, ensuring a perpetual connection to torment. The environment is one of absolute suffocating pitch blackness, offering no relief, no light, and no momentary break from the agony. Al-Hawwiyah thus reflects utter despair, a realm where even the memory of mercy is entirely lost, serving as the final, eternal end for those who mocked divine truth and actively spread corruption on earth. This level signifies the ultimate and irreversible separation from divine grace. If you liked this video, you'll definitely be intrigued by our next one, Top 10 Religious Questions That Leave Us Wondering. It dives into some of the most puzzling and thought-provoking questions people ask about faith, existence, and the afterlife. Don't miss the chance to explore the deeper side of religion. Click through and keep the curiosity going.